Have you ever noticed this? The older we get, the simpler we eat, but somehow our bodies react more strongly. I've seen it time and time again in my clinic. Hundreds of patients over 60 coming in with vague symptoms. Not real pain. Nothing dramatic. Just a quiet kind of fatigue. A bit of swelling in the ankles. Blood pressure slowly creeping up without any clear reason. And yet when we run the blood work, we see the same thing: declining kidney function. And no, it's not from diabetes. It's not from medication. It's from something far more familiar: the everyday foods sitting quietly on their plates. That slow-cooked beef stew they've made for years. A few slices of cold cuts every morning. And sometimes a piece of liver boiled with herbs for strength. Here's what most people don't realize. After 60, our kidneys begin to slow down silently but surely. According to the National Kidney Foundation, 1 in 3 adults over 60 already show early signs of kidney decline. And most have no idea it's happening. Why? Because your kidneys are the quietest workers in your body. They filter up to 50 gallons of blood every single day, removing waste-balancing minerals, controlling blood pressure, even helping produce essential hormones. But as we age, the tiny filtering unit's nephrons begin to wear out. And when that happens, even small dietary mistakes can push your kidneys toward overload. So what's the most overlooked trigger? It's not salt. It's not sugar. It's the type of protein you eat every day, especially from meat. Many people believe, as long as I'm getting enough protein, I'll stay strong. But here's the truth. Not all proteins are created equal. A study in the Clinical Journal of the American Society of Nephrology found that older adults who consume high amounts of red meat, organ meats, and processed meats are up to 28% more likely to reach end-stage kidney disease than those who get their protein from fish, poultry, or plant-based sources. Why is that? Red meat and organ meats are high in purines, which break down into uric acid, leading to kidney stones and chronic inflammation. Processed meats are packed with phosphates and sodium, which raise blood pressure and place added strain on aging kidneys. And many people still eat these foods thinking they're nutritious, not realizing their kidneys may already be working overtime. So today, I want to help you take a closer look at your plate, to recognize the 3 meats silently damaging kidney health after 60, even though they're common in millions of American kitchens. And to show you 3 smart alternatives, meals that are still delicious, still satisfying, but far gentler on your kidneys. Believe me, when I say this, the difference doesn't come from big dramatic changes. It comes from one piece of meat chosen wisely at the right stage of life. And you can start that change tonight at dinner. Have you ever felt this? You wake up feeling just a bit stiff. By afternoon, your ankles are slightly swollen. At night, your blood pressure reads a little higher than usual. Nothing serious enough for the ER, but enough for your body to whisper, something's not right. Then one day your routine blood test comes back and the results say your kidney function is going down. Most of my patients are shocked when they hear that. They don't smoke, they don't drink, they eat normally. But when I ask, what do you usually have for breakfast? They often smile and say, just 2 slices of bacon and eggs. And that's where it begins. 1. Processed meats. The old friend that turns on you. I get it. Bacon sausages, deli slices. They're fast, flavorful, and feel like a cozy part of life. A little reminder of youth. A simple pleasure. But after 60, those familiar bites are no longer harmless. They become a quiet burden pressing down on the kidneys that have served you faithfully for decades. Processed meats are full of sodium synthetic phosphates, nitrates, and chemical preservatives, stuff that doesn't exist in fresh meat. Here's the scary part. Synthetic phosphate absorbs too quickly, disrupting your calcium phosphate balance and hardening kidney blood vessels. High sodium raises blood pressure, and high blood pressure is one of the top causes of kidney decline. And nitrate studies link them to inflammation and damage to the kidney's tiny blood vessels. Let me tell you about Peter, a 65-year-old from San Jose. Every morning, 2 slices of bacon toast and coffee. Simple, familiar, comforting. But over time, Peter noticed his legs feeling heavy. He got winded more easily. His blood pressure climbed. Then came the blood test. His eGFR dropped below 60, a clear sign of early-stage chronic kidney disease. We switched his breakfast to boiled eggs and avocado. Within a few weeks, less swelling, steadier blood pressure, and his energy came back. That wasn't magic. That was physiology. That was science. And more than anything, that was awareness. 2. Fatty red meat, delicious but silently dangerous. Remember the joy of cutting into a juicy tender steak? I used to love that too. But after 60, every ribeye, every beef stew, every lamb chop becomes a test of endurance for your kidneys. Red meat is rich in purines, which break down into uric acid. If your kidneys are healthy, they filter that out. But aging kidneys struggle, and when uric acid builds up, you get kidney stones. Gout, chronic inflammation. One study in the American Journal of Kidney Diseases found diets high in red meat significantly increase the risk of proteinuria and glomerular damage in adults over 60. That's not all. The saturated fats in fatty cuts produce uremic toxins, waste products your kidneys must clear. And if they can't, you feel it: nausea, fatigue, brain fog, and declining kidney function. I once treated a retired chef. He loved fatty brisket, said it was the most buttery cut. But after 30 years of tasting it daily, he told me he couldn't smell flavors anymore. Not because of aging, but because his kidney damage had begun affecting his nervous system. It all started with a slice of meat. 3. Organ meats, superfood, or silent threat. Maybe you've heard, eat liver for your liver. Eat brain for your brain. Sounds wise, doesn't it? But after 60, organ meats become a double-edged sword. And the sharper edge is the one we don't see. Liver, kidneys, brain, heart, they're loaded with purines. More than beef, more than fish. Just one serving of pork liver can send uric acid levels soaring. If your kidneys can't keep up, that leads to gout, inflammation, stones, and joint pain, even kidney flare-ups. Then there's vitamin A, found in high doses in liver, so too much over time it becomes toxic. It can damage the liver itself, weaken bones, and put pressure on kidney function. And let's not forget cholesterol. Organ meats are packed with it. When that cholesterol clogs your arteries, blood flow to your kidneys slows, and their filtering power fades. I remember treating a 70-year-old woman who loved herbal liver stew twice a week, every week. She believed it kept her strong. But within months, she was in the ER with kidney stones and rising liver enzymes. When I asked her about it, she quietly said, "Doctor, maybe too much of a good thing isn't so good. Look, I'm not here to tell you to give up everything you love. But after 60, your body isn't what it was at 30 or even 40. And every small decision at the table begins to matter more. If you're watching this, it means you're someone who's willing to listen to your body. You don't need a perfect diet. You just need to choose the right proteins at the right time in the right way. Because health in our golden years, it doesn't come from supplements, trends, or drastic changes. It comes from quiet choices made daily out of love and respect for yourself. Now that we've looked at the 3 types of meat silently damaging your kidneys after 60, let me share something most people forget. Meat itself isn't the enemy. The real issue is the kind of meat you choose. Some meats don't just avoid harm, they actually help your kidneys rest, recover, and resist the aging process. Today, I want to show you 3 types of meat that are gentle, nourishing, easy to digest, and especially supportive for people over 60s. 1. Salmon, a natural anti-inflammatory for your kidneys. Picture this, a tender slice of grilled salmon gently flavored with lemon and dill. Bright orange rich, yet not greasy, a meal that heals. Salmon is a kidney's best friend, especially when those kidneys are tired after decades of loyal service. Why? Because salmon is packed with omega-3s, EPA, and DHA powerful fats, proven to reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and protect the small blood vessels inside the kidneys. One study from the American Journal of Kidney Diseases found omega-3s from fatty fish slow the progression of chronic kidney disease, reduce proteinuria, and improve glomerular filtration rates. Unlike red meat or organ meats, salmon is low in purines, so it won't spike your uric acid or increase your risk for gout or stones. I had a patient named Clara, 68 years old. She used to eat beef almost every day. We switched her to salmon 2 to 3 times a week and cut out processed meats. In just 3 months, her creatinine improved, her sleep got deeper, and she told me, "Doctor, I feel lighter," in a way I can't explain. I call salmon a quiet healer. You might not feel the difference in one meal, but give it a few weeks and your kidneys will breathe easier. Your skin might glow, your memory might feel sharper. 2. Skinless chicken breast, a steady companion in aging. There's nothing fancy about it. A plain white chicken breast lightly grilled with a touch of olive oil and rosemary. It's a humble dish, but a powerful one. After 60, your body still needs protein to maintain muscle, prevent frailty, and support healing. But your kidneys can't handle heavy proteins the way they used to. Skinless chicken breast is the answer. It offers all the essential amino acids, but with very little purine, low phosphorus, and barely any saturated fat. And here's the key. The phosphorus in chicken is organic. It absorbs slowly and doesn't spike your blood levels like the added phosphates in processed meats. A study in the Journal of Renal Nutrition noted older adults who consume lean white meats like chicken have lower rates of kidney complications compared to those who consume fatty red meats. I once worked with Victor, a 74-year-old gentleman from Cuba. He had mild proteinuria and high blood pressure. We swapped his beef with grilled chicken breast and reduced his salt intake. Within weeks, he was able to lower his blood pressure meds. And he said something I'll never forget, "Doctor, I feel healthy," in a quiet kind of way, like my kidneys are smiling. 3. Whitefish, tilapia, and cod. Light as mist, gentle as water. Have you noticed something? The meals that older adults digest most easily all have one thing in common. They're light, mild, not heavy or greasy. Tilapia and cod are perfect examples. They're soft in flavor, gentle in texture, and incredibly easy on the kidneys. These whitefish are very low in purines, naturally low in sodium, and low in phosphorus. All essential factors in protecting kidney health. They're also rich in vitamin B12 and selenium and extremely digestible. Perfect for older adults with sensitive digestion or early signs of kidney decline. And here's something important. Whitefish doesn't leave you feeling heavy after a meal. Unlike red meat, it won't burden your digestive system, and that matters more than you think. Because poor digestion can slow down detoxification and filtration. I often tell my patients, don't wait for a doctor to tell you to change. Switch to whitefish now as an investment in your future. Final thoughts. You see, not all meats are bad. When you choose wisely, salmon, skinless chicken breast, gentle white fish, you're not just eating better. You're giving your kidneys a little break every single day. You don't need a harsh diet. You just need to treat every meal as a quiet act of care. Because after 60, health isn't something we can take for granted anymore. It's something we build decision by decision, bite by bite, day by day. Dear friend, we've just walked through something that might seem small at first glance. 3 meats to avoid. 3 meats to embrace. Simple choices, familiar ones sitting quietly on your plate. But if you've truly been listening, you'll know this isn't just a story about meat. It's a story about how we treat our bodies after decades of working, giving, sacrificing. And now it's our turn to care for ourselves. I've seen so many people grow older, slowly. Not because of illness, but because of small, repeated mistakes that went unnoticed. A slice of bacon every morning. A pot of beef stew for that rich, comforting flavor. A piece of liver thinking, I need something nourishing at this age. They're old habits. Not wrong, just wrong for this season of life. Because after 60, the timing has changed. Your body is speaking a new language. It's asking for something gentler. Modern science confirms what I've seen in practice. Just by reducing one serving of red meat a day, your risk of kidney disease can drop by up to 24%. Add salmon 2 to 3 times a week. Your kidney function might double in recovery compared to those who never eat it. You don't need a perfect diet. You just need an intentional one. One of my patients once told me I figured I'm already old, so it doesn't matter what I eat. But then I realized my body isn't giving up. It's just been waiting for me to listen. And maybe that's what I hope you'll carry with you after this video. Not fear, not a list of restrictions, just a quiet reminder. Your body is still showing up for you every single day. Return the favor with kindness, one meal at a time. So where can you start? Try a soft-boiled egg or avocado for breakfast this week. Swap one meat-heavy dinner for white fish and steamed greens. Bake chicken instead of frying red meat. Most importantly, eat slowly. Remember why you're making these changes. Because after 60, we don't need to be stronger than anyone. We just need to be wise enough to know that true strength comes from patience, from listening, and from small, loving choices repeated every day. And if you're still watching right now, I believe you're already that kind of person. If this video made you pause, if it helped you rethink a single meal or habit, then I know your kidneys will thank you quietly, with better sleep, with less swelling in the morning, with lab results that make your doctor smile, and with an aging journey that feels free, not dependent. Before we end, I'd love to hear from you. What will you change this week? A salmon dinner. A morning without sausage. Comment below with I choose recovery. Or simply type 1. Your choice might inspire someone else to take their first step. Thank you for spending this time with me, for listening, and for choosing to live with intention. If you found this video helpful, please don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love, a friend, a neighbor. Someone who might be silently struggling with kidney health without knowing it. Or simply click like so this message can reach someone who needs it. With deep respect and care, I'm Dr. Richards, age 60, and I still listen to my body every single day.